So Pearls are my favorite drums to work with. Dynasty DFX is my second favorite drums to work with. Now the DFX is basically a DFZ, but what they did with the DFZ is they took a DFX, they popped all these inserts out. These right here are inserts. They popped all those out. They screwed in Pearl FFX post, and they put the snare system of a Pearl FFX on, and they tested it out. Well, they kind of changed the design of the Pearl FFX parts to make it more Dynasty, but it's basically a Pearl FFX parts on a DFX. So the Dynasty DFZ is basically a Pearl FFX slash DFX. But anyways, that drum sounds phenomenal. It really sounds good. It's the best of both worlds. It's got Dynasty and it's got Pearl characteristics on it. Great sounding drum. Yamahas are good. They're crisp. You might not like the wetness and the over resonant tone of the Pearl, so you're gonna go with a Yamaha. And if you don't like how they don't have a lot of guts, then you're gonna go with the Mapex. Mapex is similar to a DFX in a way, but it resonates less than the Pearl. It's really close to the Yamaha's resonant tone. They project about the same, to be honest. Some people say, oh, it struggles with projection. Not really. You haven't played on the DFX. It really doesn't. The Mapex Quantum series is a really good snare. I still choose my DFX over it because I've worked with the DFX so much. I can get my DFX to sound better than a Yamaha. I can get better sounding than a Mapex. But yeah, it has its stopping point. It has its limits. So the Pearl just outperforms everything. It doesn't matter. This thing just outperforms everything, both indoors and outside. This thing just really outperforms. And also with the 16 or 14 snare strands, whichever model you have, it has so many options of tunings in this thing. It has so many capabilities on this thing. So that's why I'm with Pearl. And the reason why I got the carbon fiber inlay, one, I found it really cheap. It just resonates and it punches through just so well. I've never really noticed a difference, but there is absolutely a difference in sound, especially at higher tunings. Now, there's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it wrong. People go really high on the top head, but they don't bring the bottom head up high enough, and it really messes up the tunings of the drum. It just doesn't sound right. That's what happened to the DFX. And also back in the day, the DFX was getting a lot of hate because drum corps was patching the drums up, cranking the top head so tight, leaving the bottom heads really low, patching the drums up, taping it up. That's the thing with the Dynasty DFX, you don't have to patch the drum up at all. It's just that perfect where you don't have to patch the drum up. You just crank the damn thing up and it's good. Of course, you might have to tape it up because they can get snary when you tune them up right. So, yeah, the DFX is a great snare, but they're not being produced. So soon the DFX is going to become rare. So get them while you can before they become rare. I mean, Dynasty does make the newer ones, the newer DFX. That's the best one to get because the newer DFX comes with 16 snare strands. You know me and 16 snare strands. I love 16 snare strands. Imagine that 16 snare strands on a Dynasty DFX. That's just the best of both worlds, you know. So, yeah. Anyways, what else? Tama's decent. I've heard the older ones tuned up right. The older ones do sound good, tuned up right. The newer ones obviously sound freaking amazing. Yeah, that's really it, man. You cannot go wrong with any marching snare. You just gotta get with what you can get. Don't overpay on junk, because Like I said, Yamahas ain't worth over $300, especially if you're looking like that. Nah, it's like 230 at most. Pearls, if the feet are missing, 400 at most, 375. Now, Mapexes, 450. No, no. Mapex is maybe 350 if it's used. If anything that's on eBay, that's anything that's on eBay is used. I don't care if it's open box, is used. If it's the box is open, touched, is used. Okay, don't let people over jock stuff just so they can get their profits. I mean, that's the thing. Some people need to get their profits met, and I understand they might have to overprice stuff. But at the same time, not paying $600 on a drum that's freaking used. Not doing it. So, be wise. Make wise decisions. Luckily, I'm a cheapskate. I like buying stuff cheap. And I do it. I'm a finagler. I like to finagle the price a little bit. I like to shape shift the price. Like if they ask for something, I like to shape shift a little bit. But anyways, you can't go wrong with any marching snare. If you got any questions, concerns, let me know. I have pipe snares on the way. You know, you've seen them. The blue drum and the black baby dynasty. Those are my pipe snares. Once I get those back, we're fully back in business. But yeah, I'm looking up online for different drums to buy right now. I haven't really come across anything. I've seen some Yamahas really cheap. I don't really want a new Yamaha, but I mean, if it's still up here in the next couple hours, I might buy it actually. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.